When you think of an arcade game, you imagine some sort of controller and buttons. However, in TOOBIN's case, there is no controller, be that a joystick, a trackball, or light gun. Nope, none of those. This game uses only buttons, and surprisingly, it works really well. There are 5 buttons in total, one for the left and right arms, another 2 for left and right backwards moving, and one fire button for throwing cans at passers-by. Turning is done by alternating between the left and right arm buttons, pretty much like real life. The goal of the game is pretty simple. Hop into your inflatable tube and reach the end of the stage. Along the way you must avoid sharp objects, animals and idiots on the shore. Apart from the lack of colours, which is to be expected from a Spectrum, this isn't too bad. I'm going to be playing all the home ports with a joystick, pad, to give all versions the same chance. In all the home computer ports, pushing up on the joystick moves the character down the screen, while left and right move you in those directions. Pulling down on the stick lets you reverse. The fire button does what you expect, it lets you throw the cans at the enemies. Apart from the lack of enemies and the shorter stages, this isn't too bad. As you'd expect, the PCP version is a port of the Spectrum, but slower and therefore worse to play. At least the color clashing isn't as bad as the Spectrum version. Oh wow, yeah, another Spectrum port. There's some good tunes for an MSX in this version, and surprisingly smooth scrolling. The game isn't much fun to play, mind you. The controls are sluggish and the game pace is slow. Normally the home console ports of arcade games blow away the home computer ports, but this is not the case when it comes to TOOBIN. The NES version not only looks poor with a great lack of graphical detail and weedy looking sprites, but also plays like crap. The controls are very unresponsive and very difficult to get to grips with. The stages also don't flow into one another like all the other ports out there, meaning that the arcade experience is totally lost. While all the other 8-bit computer ports are pretty much variations of the Spectrum game, it's nice to see this fresh and pretty looking C64 version. While the stages aren't as long as the arcade, they do resemble them pretty faithfully. The controls are also really fluid and fun to use. Easily the best 8-bit port out there, another great game for C64 fans. To add even more insult to the console ports, we have this poor Game Boy Color version. Developed by the crap-spewing developer Digital Eclipse, this version has the most ass-backwards controls ever. To move forward, you need to keep pressing one of the fire buttons. Okay, this is fair, but when you need to keep pressing left or right on the pad to move in the direction you want, continuously pressing one of the buttons to move forward and another to turn is a real pain. It's like tapping your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. This is a really horrible version of TOOBIN. While you could say this game looks reasonable, it actually plays like a dog's dinner. It is awful. I mean, it's terrible to play. The main problem being the controls. Now I'm actually playing this with a keyboard because I can't get the joystick to work with it. So you'd expect the keyboard controls to be a lot better than a joystick, considering you got buttons to press just like the arcade game. In fact, it should play just like the arcade game, right? No, it doesn't. Complete crap. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the ST version to run past the title screen. Apparently, it's the same as the Amiga version, but with new arranged music. Now, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm leaving the best till last, and it's the Amiga version. Never ever thought I'd say an Amiga version of a game was the best version out there. But here I am saying it. Yes, the Amiga version of TOOBIN plays really well. It plays better than all the other versions out there, looks very good, and sounds very good. Basically, this is the best version you're gonna get without emulating the game on some compilation pack. Amiga fans should be very happy, and it's definitely one of the better arcade conversions out there for the system. Okay, now let's take a look at all those versions of TOOBIN running side by side.